west through the Caribbean with Mexico and the southern U.S. in its sights. This storm system hammered the Cayman Islands as it moved away from Jamaica, and Beryl has just left a trail of destruction in its wake.
With the storm now responsible for at least 10 deaths, Tom Hansen is in Montego Bay, Jamaica, with a closer look at the damage.
Drone video released by the Office of the Prime Minister of Grenada shows the extent of the damage on the island of Carriacou as a result of Hurricane Beryl.
Look at my house.
The storm wiped out most homes on Union Island in St. Vincent and the Grenadines earlier this week, before moving across the Cayman Islands and pounding parts of Jamaica Wednesday as a Category 4 storm.
Me hear the tree drop down, and then me see a portion of the house top start blow off.
Along Jamaica's southern coast, Beryl flooded roads, snapped trees, and knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of people.
Here in Montego Bay, it is nowhere near as catastrophic as it potentially could have been. As we drove around, we did see that there was a lot of downed power lines, trees that had been uprooted, completely yanked from the earth.
Sidney McDonald and Andre Rodriguez flew to the island nation to get married this week.
Kind of accepting that we might have to make some changes to our wedding, and we'll have to roll with it. It'll be a memory if nothing else.
In eastern Mexico, preparations are now underway in resort areas including Cancun and Tulum, where residents, business owners, and tourists are bracing for Beryl's expected landfall Friday.
We want to make sure that all our citizens are taken care of.
Officials in South Texas are also keeping an eye on the storm, distributing sandbags to residents in Cameron County.
I'm here because I need some protection just in case.
Where Beryl could bring significant rainfall. Tom Hansen, CBS News, Montego Bay, Jamaica.
So let's talk a little bit more about what we're seeing right now with Hurricane Beryl. So as you look at the tropical alerts, there are several. We've got hurricane warnings for the Yucatan Peninsula, as well as tropical storm warnings that we're watching for these ones. Of course, this entire area will need to continue to monitor that storm system. But this is a look at the track. It's still a Category 2 storm. Winds within up to about 110 with gusts up to 130. It's moving at a pretty good pace, though. 20 miles per hour is a pretty good speed for these storm systems to be moving at. If we see it slow down, that's when we start to have some bigger issues with areas like the Yucatan Peninsula, because it increases that risk for flooding with a lot of rain over a slow moving storm over a long period of time as that system passes that way. We're going to watch it move into the Gulf of Mexico over the weekend, and it is expected to re-strengthen back into a hurricane as it impacts the Mexico and Texas coastlines, but it is going to have impacts on the entire Gulf of Mexico, increasing that risk for rip current. So if you're doing some traveling to that area, make sure you're using extra caution in the ocean.